Hello, this is Spartan Commander, and this is the 784th Rome Total War Brotherhood game that I've put onto YouTube. And what a cracking, epic battle I've got for you today. I think you're going to really enjoy this battle. It's got a lot of different interesting things in it that I think, as I say, you'll find really exciting. Okay, our first teammate is Brotherhood member Stevelongshanks. Now, Steve has got 4 archers, 2 auxiliary infantry units, 8 ordinary infantry, and 6 cavalry. He's certainly got a diverse army build here. You see he's got his archers there. Quick look at the upgrades on his infantry. Now I think he's got mixed upgrades. You'll see some has got 7 upgrades, an experienced stripe, gold shield, gold attack. There, I think the majority of his infantry have got that, and some of his infantry, if you notice there, have just got gold shield, gold attack on there. So as I say, he's got mixed upgrades through his infantry. Quick look at his cavalry there. Oh yes, 8 upgrades, 2 experienced stripes, gold shield, gold attack. So he's got quite powerful cavalry there. So I think that's an interesting army build there. And also there, here's a couple of units you don't see brought to the 31k battlefield very often, and that is the auxiliary light infantry. If you notice here, if you have a close look at that infantry, it's got no upgrades on at all, but they carry spears, so they're going to have some kind of cavalry, anti-cavalry bonus there. But he's got no upgrades on them, so I'm thinking he's going to put them in front of his main battle formation as pilot shield units there. So it'll be interesting to see how he uses that army. Our next teammate is Brotherhood member Spearman. Now Spearman's got 12 infantry, 3 archers, and 5 cavalry. Okay. And we'll quick look at the upgrades on his cavalry. Usually brings serious, cavalry, there you go, 8 upgrades, 2 experienced stripes, gold shield, gold attack, so very powerful cavalry there. And that is the standard Roman army that Spearman brings for most of our battles. Okay, our next teammate is myself, Spartan Commander, who's got his very old Greek cities army of 13 Spartans and 5 archers. Just to show you there, I've got 4 of the elite long-range Cretan archers there, and I've got 1 of the cheap mid-range archers there as well. So as I say, altogether I've got 5 archers there, which gives me a bit of firepower there. So I'm pleased with that. And our last teammate is Brotherhood member Crypto. Now Crypto has got 3 spearmen, 3 berserkers, 8 archers, and 5 cavalry. Okay, so I think it's quite an unusual Germanic army build here. Now just to show you, these spear warband units, modern players very rarely bring these units to the modern day battlefield, but many years ago Germanic generals used to bring several of these units, 3 or 4 of them, because as you can see, they got spears, so they're anti-cavalry, but also they can hold up enemy infantry as well. And generals back in the day, they knew the value of these units, and as you can see, Crypto's got 3 of them, so it's a bit old school, this Germanic army in that respect. Then you got the berserkers, and remember the berserkers got 2 hit points, excellent attacking specifications, effective against armor maces, and of course that massive fear factor. Remember, that fear factor shouldn't be underestimated, because that literally saps the morale from enemy troops, making them more susceptible to routing. So I say the berserkers are probably the most powerful units in the game there, and just look at the size of them in comparison to ordinary infantry. So as I say, very powerful units of berserkers. And I see for his general, he's got a Knight Raider unit. Remember, these guys, infantry, are great infantry in their own right, but they bring a fear factor as well, also taking morale away from enemy troops. Let's have a quick look at the upgrades on his Gothic cavalry there. And there you are, 8 upgrades, 2 experienced stripes, gold shield, gold attack. Check the specifications of that cavalry, you'll be surprised on how tough it is. Okay, but he's got 8 archers there. So, but if you notice, he's only got 7 infantry, including his 3 berserkers. So quite a low amount of infantry, and he's gone for the higher amount of archers. And that's because, of course, Germania is very susceptible to missile damage there, so he needed some cover fire there with all those archers. So there's our team. It should be a cracking battle for you to watch. And here is the other team. We have Brotherhood member Sneaky Barclayman. You'll know why we call him Sneaky when you watch the battle. He's got 17 Sacred Band, 2 missile cavalry, and 1 fast-moving cavalry unit. As I say, sneaky Barclayman has got that reputation because he's pretty sneaky on the battlefield, as you will see. Okay, the forward units of his battle formation have just got gold shield, gold attack on. They're going to make first contact with the enemy and suffer the most casualties. The second line of his battle formation, you'll notice, it's got 7 upgrades on, an experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack. The third battle line there, if you notice, has also got gold shield, gold attack and an experience stripe on, but his final line of his battle formation, if you count there, has got 8 upgrades on, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. So he's got staggered upgrades through his battle formation there. And of course, see the dark areas on the grass there, that's long grass, and he'll have his cavalry units hidden in the long grass there. Okay, so as I say, he's got 2 missile cavalry and a fast-moving general unit cavalry unit that, as I say, you'll see why he's called Sneaky Barclayman later on. Their next teammate is brother member Aurelius. Now, Aurelius has got 12 head hurlers, 2 druids, and 6 barbarian warlord chariots. They were to count the upgrades on his head hurlers, 1, 2, 3, 4, fully upgraded head hurlers here. Now, remember, these guys, those heads are effective against armour, and the firepower that 12 head hurlers can bring is absolutely devastating. Okay, make no mistake about it. This is a modern Britannia army here, where they bring 12 head hurlers. Old Britannia armies, you'll have maybe 6 or 7 chosen swordsmen in there, but as I say, there he's got another unit hiding in the long grass there. So I must say it's a modern army there. The firepower that those 12 head hurlers can bring is phenomenal, but if they haven't turned the battle in their team's favour by the time they've thrown all their heads, all you have is light infantry, 12 units of light infantry. So it really does depend on them turning the battle in their team's favour with the heads that they throw. And as I say, if they haven't turned the battle in the team's favour by the time they've thrown all their heads, all you got is 12 light infantry. Okay, and he's got 2 druid units, good, which is a good tactical move here, because of course barbarian troops morale's not very good, so to bring a couple of morale boosting units is a really good tactical move there to give morale to these head hurlers there. So it'll be interesting to see how Aurelius uses those during the course of the battle. And also here, if you notice, he has gone for his 6 chariots are the barbarian warlord chariots. Count the upgrades, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think he's got 8 upgrades, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. Now remember, Britannia's got 2 lots of chariots. They've got the heavy chariots with 3 hit points, or these barbarian warlord chariots with 5 hit points. And over the years, I've tried both lots of chariots, and to be honest with you, these barbarian warlord chariots are superior to the ordinary heavy chariots. Those 2 extra hit points, remember, 5 hit points for these, only 3 hit points for the ordinary heavy chariots. So these barbarian warlord chariots are the chariots to bring there. So as I say, it's a very modern Britannia army there, 12 head hurlers and 6 chariots there. Our next teammate is Brotherhood member Wulver. Now Wulver's got 10 infantry, 5 archers and 5 cavalry. Okay, if we have a look at the upgrades on his infantry, I think they're just gold shield, gold attack on his first 2 lines, his pilot shield unit and the first line of his battle formation. The last line of his battle formation has got an experience stripe on, gold shield, gold attack. So he's certainly got staggered upgrades through his battle formation. Quick look at the upgrades on his cavalry. Usually brings serious cavalry, and there you go, 8 upgrades, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack on his cavalry. And there you are, he's got his 5 archers as well. So I think that's a really balanced army that he's got there. 10 infantry, maybe a bit low, we'll just have to see. Their next teammate is Brotherhood member Mantu. Now he's got 8 archers, just 6 infantry. Yes, just 6 infantry and 6 cavalry. Okay, very unusual army build here, but he's done it for a specific reason, I think, which we'll look at a bit later on. There you are, counting that, 1, 2, 3, 4, just 6 infantry and 8 archers, and he's only got gold shield, gold attack on his infantry. Usually with a lower amount of infantry you'd expect good upgrades on them, but he's just got gold shield, gold attack on them. And as I say, 8 archers there, and then he's got his 6 cavalry. His archers there have got gold shield, gold attack on, which tells me, I believe, that his cavalry should be, yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, fully upgraded Praetorian cavalry. Now that takes them out of the elite bracket into the super cavalry bracket. Okay, fully upgraded Praetorian cavalry. So those are now super cavalry there, okay? But the big question is, will 6 fully upgraded cavalry make up for just 6 infantry. 6 infantry on a 31k battlefield. What do all of you think watching this? RTW veterans, what are you thinking here? Okay, but he's got 8 archers, and the reason he's got 8 archers here is, can you think why he might have 8 archers? Well, the reason he's got them is because he's going to target Germania. Remember, Germania is a barbarian faction, and all their units are extremely susceptible to missile damage. So that is why Mantu's got 8 archers there. He's hoping to shoot our Germanic ally to pieces before we even get into hand-to-hand fighting. This is a cracking battle, and I really hope you enjoy it. Okay, at this stage of the battle, I'd like us to focus on this fast-moving general armoured bodyguard cavalry unit here of Barclayman's. Now, Barclayman's got a reputation, we call him Sneaky Barclayman, because on the battlefield he does extremely sneaky tactical moves there. And I think that fast-moving cavalry unit he has bought deliberately. Okay, can any of you think why he's bought a fast-moving cavalry unit? Well, I think he's done that deliberately because he wants to target Crypto's berserkers. Remember, if an enemy unit gets close or touches a berserker unit, that berserker unit is then activated, okay, and that berserker unit then will go completely out of the control of its general and will just charge for the nearest enemy unit. Okay, now Sneaky Barclayman has got a reputation in our battles of being able to trigger berserkers, and that's what I think he's going to do. I think he's going to, during the course of this battle, he's going to try and use that fast-moving cavalry unit to try and trigger poor old Crypto's berserkers. Also here, have a look at Spearman's cavalry formation. You very rarely see, in fact, I think Spearman's the only one to use his cavalry formation now, but many years ago, a lot of people used to use this close, tight cavalry formation there. Something interesting for you to see. So just watch out for that fast-moving cavalry unit of Barclayman's. Okay, this very, very early stage of the battle, you'll see that the archer war has started there. Can you see Brotherhood member Wulver's archers there? The elite auxiliary archers there of Rome facing the elite chosen archers of Germania there. And you'll see Wulver's losing a lot of men here. It wouldn't surprise me if he pulls his archers back there because he is outnumbered. I think Crypto's got 8 archers here and Wulver's only got 5. So I think a good tactical move would be to withdraw his archers there, which he is doing. There you go. He's pulling his archers back. You can see Spearman bringing his cheap mid-range archers forward as well. And I think Wulver's made a good tactical move there because I think he would have lost a heck of a lot of his archers. He already has lost a lot of them there. But I think that was a good tactical retreat there to get his archers out of range of our archers there. So could be an interesting archer battle now. Okay, still at this very, very early stage of the battle here, you'll see that the archer war is now ensuing here. You'll see Spearman there taking his cheap mid-range Roman archers forward there to start shooting at Wulver's archers. Remember these cheap mid-range archers there? He likes to put them out the front so it attracts the expensive arrows of the expensive enemy archers there, shooting at his cheap archers. So that's a good tactical move by Spearman there. And you can see his Germanic ally Crypto has brought his chosen archers forward there. Over here you'll see Stevelongshanks using his elite Roman archers there, the auxiliary archers there, against Mantu's auxiliary archers there as well. So as I say, the archer war is actually starting here. It's really strange. In the early years of Rome Total War, when we first started playing Rome, we always used to have the archer war first. Everybody used to stand back and let the archers do what they could, and then we got into the hand-to-hand fighting afterwards. And this kind of reminds me a little bit of the early days of Rome Total War when the archer war was always done first. So be interesting to see what happens here. Okay, so you got Mantu over here on our left flank. There, he's keeping his archers back a little bit there. Maybe looking to get ready to target Germania if he gets the chance. There, that's where he really wants to target Germania. Remember, the barbarian troops on Rome Total War, extremely susceptible to any kind of missile damage. Spearman's moved his cheap Roman archers forward there, as I say, trying to attract expensive arrows from expensive enemy archers there onto his cheap archers. And don't forget, those cheap archers can still cause casualties to enemy troops as well, so they're useful units to bring actually. Over here on our right flank, you'll see that the chosen archers of Crypto's Germania army there are starting to shoot at the chariots of Aurelius there. And of course, a wise move by Aurelius is to pull those chariots back. And I thought this was a really great support move here that you might find interesting. Okay, so here you can see the spear units, a spear warband there. Crypto's bought are anti-cavalry and anti-chariot. Okay, so here he's got his archers here shooting at the enemy chariots and enemy archers there. But if the chariots want to attack his archers, look, the archers just run behind those spear units, and those spear units will cover them from the chariots. Okay, so as I say, these old school spear warband units that a lot of Germanic generals don't bring these days, but were bought, 2 or 3 units were bought in most armies years ago, can be very, very useful. And as I say, great support to his archers there by bringing those anti-cavalry, anti-chariot spear units out to cover his archers. And here you can see, as I say, Steve's archers there shooting into Mantu's archers there. As I say, we'd like to weaken their archers as much as we can so that they can't target our Germanic ally there. Okay, so you can see my Greek cities there. I think if I got a choice, I'd like to go for the Roman troops there. The enemy Roman troops, if I can. Try and steer clear of Carthage till maybe later on in the battle, if I can. Over here you'll see Crypto's got his well upgraded Gothic cavalry units there. And you can see Wulver's got his well upgraded cavalry there as well. So it's kind of they're both neutralising each other there, if you like, countering each other possibly if there's any attack goes in. So as we look along the battle line here, you'll see us moving forward there towards the enemy troops. Just there you can see me moving my Spartans there towards the enemy infantry and cavalry there of the Romans there. As I say, they probably won't want to fight my Greek cities head on, so I'm guessing that Carthage will probably come over there to challenge my my Greek cities there. Remember that Barclayman has bought 17 sacred band units. That's a heck of a lot of spearmen there. Now here's that fast moving general armoured cavalry general we looked at earlier there. He had that unit hiding in the long grass there. Don't forget sneaky Barclayman here. We'll show why he's so sneaky a bit later on in the battle, but look how he's moving that fast moving unit towards our armies there. Just have to watch that a little bit later on. Okay, you can see I brought my archers forward there to target Mantu's archers, and as I say, you've got the Germanic cavalry there of Crypto's. He should guard his infantry there, especially his berserkers if he can, with those cavalry units there. Okay, so there we go. There's that fast moving cavalry unit of Barclayman. And look, he's got it galloping now. It's racing towards. Let's pause the game for a second there. So he's got that unit moving fast now. He's spotted the berserkers. Okay, that's his target. Make no mistake there. As I say, if he can get close to those berserkers or touch them, then he will activate them. And if you notice, we're all looking probably towards the enemy troops there, and that's what he's hoping. He's hoping we're not going to notice that fast-moving cavalry unit coming in until it's too late, until he's activated poor old Crypto's berserkers. That's what he's looking to do. There he is. Now, have we spotted him? Have we spotted that cavalry unit coming in, or is he going to activate those berserkers? I see Crypto's moving that spear unit across there, and you can see our Julioid ally is trying to counter with his cavalry as well. So we've thwarted his attempt there to try and activate Crypto's berserkers. But as I say, sneaky Barclayman there, living up to his reputation, trying to be a bit sneaky with that cavalry unit, trying to just sneak it in there and activate the berserkers there. It was a good tactical try there by Barclayman. As I say, we joke calling him sneaky Barclayman because really what he does is good tactical moves, but they are a little bit sneaky. So over here you can see my Greek cities moving forward. I've got my archers now, my elite Cretan archers and my cheap short range archer there targeting Mantu's archers, plus we've got Germanic chosen archers out here as well shooting into Mantu's archers. As I say, we'd like to weaken or take out a lot of the enemy archer units there so that they can't target our Germanic allies' infantry. Okay, as I say, we've got quite a few archers ourselves there to counter them. Right, over here you'll see that Steve's being very aggressive with his infantry there. Now remember, Steve's got, I think it's 8 infantry and 2 auxiliary units there, so he's got 10 infantry there. But what I think he's done, he's spotted that Mantu's only got 6 infantry. So of course the only thing Mantu can do really is pull back if Steve attacks. Plus you've got Spearman's infantry looking to move in as well. Okay, so to say, Mantu, remember, he only had 6 infantry in his army there, and we've spotted that as a weakness in the enemy battle line, and we're really moving towards that weakness now if we can. Okay, and all Mantu can do really is pull back, because he'll be decimated by pilot hits alone before they even get into hand-to-hand fighting over there, I think, if that when that happens. Right, let's pause the game for a second here. So you'll see here that fast-moving cavalry unit of Barclayman's that we saw earlier. Now look at the positioning of where he is, and look where our cavalry is. All our cavalry is elsewhere. We've got no cavalry to cover those Germanic berserkers. We're all heading in different directions. Everybody's heading in different directions with their cavalry, and they've forgotten about sneaky Barclayman's fast-moving armoured cavalry general unit here. Now look what he's going to do with that fast-moving cavalry unit there. Remember, if he gets anywhere near the berserkers of Crypto, he's going to activate them, and then they go all out of control of the Germanic general. Get ready for this. He's going to crash in there, and bang, as he charges in there. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. His plan has come to fruition here. There you are. He's lost that cavalry, and we don't care about that. And he's activated 2 of the most powerful units in the game. Poor old Crypto's 2 berserker units have been activated now by sneaky Barclayman's cavalry hit, and those berserker units now will go completely out of the control of their general, and they'll just charge for the nearest enemy unit. Okay, that's what they're going to do. They may even chase that cavalry unit, but my guess is that they'll go for the nearest enemy unit, which looks like Wulver's Scipii troops there. So that was a nice hit there by sneaky Barclayman's cavalry there. Meanwhile, over here you'll see that Crypto and Spearman are going for Mantu's 6 infantry units there with their cavalry. Okay, you can see Mantu pulling his infantry back there, because he can see that enemy cavalry coming in on him there. And there you are, those 2 berserker units that were activated by Barclayman now are heading towards the nearest enemy unit, which is Wulver's infantry there. And bang, as they charge in there. Don't forget, those berserkers got effective against armor maces. Now what we should do is follow up those berserkers, which is what we're doing. Can you see? I'm charging my Greek cities in. Our Julii ally is backing up those berserkers as well with his cavalry, trying to make the most of the attacking specifications and fear factor of those berserkers. We're just going to follow them and try and join in with them as much as we can against the enemy troops there. But unfortunately now they're heading in towards Carthage spears. Remember, spears and pikes kill barbarian troops, including berserkers, really quickly. Right, this is what I think the battle plan is of the enemy. I think the Carthage troops here are there to pin and hold my Greek cities, okay? Can you see how they've moved over towards my Spartans here? And I think as the enemy plans to pin and hold my Spartans, while these 12 units of head hurlers move forward and then pummel my Spartans with hundreds of effective against armor heads and literally destroy my Spartan army. I think that's what the enemy team plan is. Pin and hold me with the Carthage spearmen, knowing that I'll take them on there with my Spartans, and then they'll move those 12 head hurlers forward, and the devastating firepower that they can lay down there would be horrendous. As I say, these 2 berserker units now are unfortunately attacking the spear units of those sacred bands there of Carthage, and that could kill them quite quickly. Meanwhile, over here you'll see that Crypto, and I think it's Spearman's cavalry there, are really taking out a lot of Mantu's infantry. You can see a lot of Mantu's infantry there, and enemy archers there being taken out by Spearman and Crypto's cavalry. So well done to them on that flank, taking a lot of troops out there. Now over here, I thought this was good cover. Remember, those chariots there are in behind us, but you've got the spear units that Crypto's bought, those spear warband units that not many players bring these days, which are anti-cavalry and anti-chariot, and he's got them there covering our rear. There you are, because Chariots are going to back off now. They don't want any truck with anti-cavalry or anti-chariot spear units. Right, so here you'll see I've spotted the enemy plan, and I'm now going to pull my Spartans back. I'm not going to engage those Carthage troops there, because I'm just going to pull my Spartans back, because I can see I don't want 12 head hurler units peppering my troops with those effective against armor heads, literally destroying my units with those heads there that those units can throw. Okay, there's a lot going on at the moment all over the battlefield here. So it's at this stage of the battle, it's a little bit difficult to get all the fighting in for you. But as I say, you can see that those two berserker units are still alive there, but they're being killed by those sacred band spearmen. You can see our Julii ally moving forward. They're trying to back up the berserkers there. You can see I'm going to move my Spartans forward. They're trying and back up the berserkers as well. Right, so over here you'll see that Stevelongshanks cavalry, I think, is finishing off Mantu's 6 infantry units there, and Spearman and our Germanic ally Crypto with their cavalry are moving them tactically around the battlefield, maybe to target Wulver's infantry, or maybe to smash into the flank of those Carthage sacred band spearmen. Okay, this is what it looks like they're going to do to me. But the head hurlers here are now moving forward, and unfortunately here, as I say, I've moved my Spartans in to help the berserkers there. I think I could get hit by them. Your Crypto's got 1 berserker unit left now, and his general unit is moving forward towards enemy cavalry there. But the spear warband there, the Germanic spear warband, will hold up the enemy cavalry and chariots that are behind us. As I say, these are old school units. You don't see modern Germanic generals bringing these very often. But they are a very useful unit to bring. And as I say, many years ago, most Germanic generals had 2 or 3 or maybe 4 of those spear warband units in their armies. Okay, but here the enemy chariots and cavalry are taking out all our archers there. So I'm expecting them to get some quite good kills in the end of this battle there, with all the archers they're killing. But over here, you'll see those 12 head hurler units are moving towards now where my Spartans are, and make no mistake, those head hurlers are going to be throwing in loads there. Can you see the black dots? There's the heads. That's the effective against armor heads. Like it's almost raining heads onto my Spartans there, and they cause so many casualties so quickly that they cause units to rout. There you are. Look. See those heads now being thrown in? Back in the day, the real heads would have been coated in lime, so even if they touched skin, they would burn people there. So as I say, got all those heads coming in on my Spartans. I'm being attacked by Carthage sacred band as well. Just the firepower of those 12 head hurlers. Can you see that one of my Spartan units there, 48 men, has routed? And that's because of the sudden casualties that they suffer from the head hurlers, has scared the rest of the men in that unit so much. Their morale's dropped like a stone, and they are now routing. 48 Spartans in that unit, and it's routing. You don't see that very often. Here you can see our Julii ally maybe moving towards the other part of that Carthage army. If you notice, Carthage there, Barclayman split his army into 2. There are 2 armies there. And as I say, Spearman and Crypto there may well target Wulver's infantry there on our flank. But as I say, these can't emphasize on how well these spear warband units there are doing at keeping the chariots and cavalry of the enemy at bay there. So as I say, very useful units to bring if you're thinking about bringing Germania. But here, as I say, the heads that are coming in there, you can just see those heads now. I mean, the quick firepower of those head hurlers as well. They throw really quick as well, so you know, your units lose absolutely loads of men so quickly, and as I say, that causes the morale of units to drop and then causes mass rout. Okay, you can see Scipii cavalry. Your Scipii cavalry going to smash into the flank of my Spartans there. Let's see that cavalry going in there, and bang, and it smashes into the flank of my Spartans. They're trying to cause a mass rout of my Spartan units there. Wulver was with his cavalry charged in there. Let's see how he's charged into the flank of my units there. Plus there's Carthage sacred band units attacking as well. And as I say, now this is a great move here by Crypto. He's going to smash into those head hurlers. Remember those head hurlers, yes, they're devastating, but if Steve and Crypto can hit them, they're only light infantry. So with heavy, good quality heavy cavalry, they could take out all those head hurlers there. But you can see the heads have already done a lot of damage to my units. There you are. Like, see if you look closely there, you can see the heads there. Let's see. And as I say, back in the day, the head hurlers used to dip heads in lime and throw them at the enemy, and if the heads just touched the skin of the enemy, it would burn them. So as I say there, that's what the firepower of 12 head hurlers can do there, but I'm really glad my allies' cavalry are smashing into them there. But I think my Spartans have suffered a lot of casualties already from those heads. And as I say, you can see that Scipii cavalry of Wulver really pushing in, but just look at the back there. See Stevelongshanks cavalry charging a bang. You've got Crypto's cavalry and Steve's cavalry there smashing into those head hurlers, so that's good news for us. Let's pause the game for a second here. As I say, the spear warband that Crypto brought to the battlefield here, covering the rear of our engaged troops from cavalry and chariot hits. As I say, very useful units to bring. As I say, modern generals don't bring these units now, I've noticed with Germania, but back in the day, generals used to bring 3 or 4 of these units maybe, because they are a very useful unit to bring, especially against cavalry and chariots. But over here you'll see the enemy chariots there, and enemy cavalry have been hoovering up our archers. As I say, it wouldn't surprise me if Mantu and Aurelius here have got some good kills at the end of the battle there, with all the archers that they've killed there. But over here in the main part of the battle there, you'll see that a lot of these head hurlers have been smashed and crashed now by Crypto's cavalry, and I think Stevelongshanks cavalry as well, taking them all out. So that's good news for us. Okay, if you notice here, I've split my Spartans into 2. I'm fighting the Spartans in one direction there against the enemy Scipii and Carthage units there, and I've split my other units there fighting Scipii infantry and Carthage Sacred Band units there. So as I say, you can see I've split my Spartans into 2 there. Okay, let's just pause the game for a second here. So here you'll see a lot of those chariots coming in, and if you notice there, the chariots always bring the fear factor to enemy infantry. Here, as I say, my Spartans there, if you notice, if you read the writing, can you see frightened by chariots? If you look at the writing, at the bottom of the writing, frightened by chariots. And of course, if units are frightened, that means their morale is literally being sapped away from them. And remember, that's what chariots do. They sap the morale of enemy troops, causing them to rout, making them more susceptible to rout. There you can see there, Roman troops also obviously frightened by chariots as well, so their morale is dropping like a stone. And as I say, over here I've got 3 of my Spartan units there fighting Scipii troops and Carthage Sacred Band spearmen as well. Okay, but one of the reasons I want to show this battle is to show you the power of chariots and cavalry combined. Okay, you imagine fully upgraded cavalry and fully upgraded chariots smashing into enemy troops in a combined attack. Imagine the power that could bring to the battlefield there. As I say, here you can see my Spartans there fighting there, the Carthage Sacred Band. Now over here you'll see that bang, a combined combination, as I say, of chariots and cavalry. Remember, Mantu's cavalry is fully upgraded, and I believe those Britannia chariots have got 8 upgrades on, so they're well upgraded as well. But as I say, I wanted to show how strong a combination of chariots and fully upgraded cavalry can be on the 31k battlefield. Okay, it's just the chariots bring the fear factor, taking morale away from enemy troops, and the cavalry deliver the charge into the enemy troops to make them rout. So as I say, you're going to see a good combination of chariots and cavalry here charging into Stevelongshanks' cavalry. Look, and bang, as they charge in there. That combination of chariots and cavalry has just smashed poor old Steve's cavalry, has just been taken out now by that combination. Now make no mistake, this combination of chariots and cavalry, get ready for this, could be battle changing. These guys could be decisive here. They could be pivotal to the outcome of the battle. And as I say, you can see there's a Germanic Allies Germanic cavalry charging into the back of a Carthage Sacred Band unit there as I'm pressing forward my Spartans. But look how small amount of Spartans I've got left now, where I lost so many to those head hurlers. Right, now you can see Spearman here bringing some of his infantry across here, and here you can see some Julii infantry fighting some head hurlers there. But see this group of infantry here of spearmen. How many? That's like 5 units, 5 good lots of infantry there, almost full units, I think. Now they're going to be attacked by chariots. Now remember, like what we said, the chariots sap the morale of enemy units, okay, making them more susceptible to routing, and then the cavalry can deliver a massive cavalry attack which could finish them off. Right, there's the chariots going in there now, okay, and look at Mantu's cavalry now. Remember, Mantu's cavalry, fully upgraded cavalry, so these are super cavalry. They've lifted out the best cavalry into super cavalry, and bang, as they smash in there. Okay, so you can see Spearman's cavalry initially are taking the impact of, Spearman's infantry are initially taking the impact of Mantu's cavalry, but you got the chariots ready to charge in as well. And Spearman has got the potential here to lose most of his infantry here if he's not careful. If those chariots charge in just at the right time, like now, they could rout all those infantry of Spearman's, and bang, there's a chariots charging there as well. Now I'm not sure how long those infantry of Spearman's going to last there, but the potential is he could lose all his... And there you go. All those units there, which had about 80 men in each, have now been routed by Wulver's cavalry, Mantu's cavalry, and the chariots of Aurelius have just taken out all those units of Spearman. As I say, this combination of cavalry and chariots, extremely strong here, and as I say, this combination could prove pivotal to the outcome of the battle. Okay, but the good news for us is we've taken out a lot of the enemy infantry. So can they still win with not that many infantry? I guess we'll just have to see. Here, where you got the head hurlers there, look, still throwing heads into our troops there. You can see there, those heads are devastating there, devastating firepower there. Plus you've got the missile cavalry of Carthage there as well. But as I say, we have routed a lot of the enemy infantry there. So if you look at the troops that's left there, you'll see we've got a lot of infantry left. They haven't, but they have got the cavalry and the chariots. Right, there goes Mantu charging in again. Get ready for this. And bang, as he smashes in. And the chariots as well. They're there as well. Look, trying to take out Spearman's general. Take out Spearman's general there. And that would take the morale bonus away from our troops there. Just look at the way those cavalry are penetrating into us there. And those chariots as well. Let's pause the game for a second. So they've done what they wanted to. They've routed Spearman's general, so they've taken away the morale bonus that the general was given there, and are now pressing in on the rest of his infantry there. Oh my gosh, chariots and cavalry. And you can see over here, look behind them, you can see that Mantu's charged his cavalry unit in there, plus you've got some head hurler units fighting in there as well. Make no mistake, this battle's going to go right down to the wire here, but as I say, that's a really powerful combination of chariots and cavalry could well come into its own here. Bang, as they charge in there. You can see a lot of our allies' Julii infantry are starting to rout now as those chariots really press in there. Oh my gosh, just look at that. But the enemy cavalry, I think, are tired, very tired or exhausted, so obviously that could be a factor in this battle. Right, let's just pause the game for a second here. So you can see the chariots and the cavalry pressing in on Steve and Spearman's infantry. There you can see the Germanic general unit here is just routed there, and you can see what's left of my Spartans I'm going to throw into the fray, but you can see Wulver is attacking the rear of my Spartans with a couple of his cavalry units there. So I've got to turn some units to face that threat as I take the rest of my units into the fray there. But make no mistake, it's going to go right down to the wire here. And so you can see Mantu's cavalry still fighting there. He's going to pull them back probably to get to lock and load them and charge them back in. You can see that Barclayman has just charged in one of his light missile units into our Julii allies' infantry there. My general's still alive, so I'm still giving morale bonus to all our troops, and I think Steve's general's still alive as well there, so we're both giving a morale bonus to our troops, which is good news there. But I haven't got a lot of my Spartans left. As I say, they were absolutely pummeled by heads from the head hurlers there, so lost a lot of units there through casualties from the head hurlers. Right, pause the game for a second here. So if we have a look here at the enemy cavalry, can you see very tired and exhausted? Now remember the 6 lots of fitness. You've got fresh, you've got warmed up, you've got winded, you've got tired, you've got very tired, and you've got exhausted. When you get to tired, very tired and exhausted, the battle proficiency of units falls off the edge of a cliff. That's the way they fight the battle. Okay, so, and also their morale will drop as well. So these exhausted and very tired units, their morale will be very low, and as I say, their battle proficiency will be extremely low as well, where our troops are just winded. And that's okay, you can still fight well with winded troops there. And you've got Aurelius, has got his chariot out there as well. But that is the entirety of our army there. That's everything we got left of our teams. That's that 4 armies worth of troops there. That's all we've got left. That's how the enemy have whittled us down here. And as I say, you can see my Spartans moving forward. We've got our Germanic ally there with those those anti-cavalry spear units there. But you can see Mantu's cavalry locked and loaded. But as I say, his units are tired, very tired or exhausted. So that, as I say, their battle proficiency will not be that good. And you can see Aurelius moving his chariots forward as well. There, his chariot's very tired as well, if you noticed. And as I say, we've formed up here. Right, okay, so Aurelius has just admitted defeat. Now, I'm not sure if that was a good move, because he could have moved that chariot closer to us there to lower our morale, but he's admitted defeat. So now Mantu's going to do a final cavalry charge into us. Get ready for this. Big impact, and bang, as he smashes into us there. His general just been killed by pilers there, so he's lost his general morale bonus, and our troops are just holding well there. And it looks like our team has managed to go on to win the battle there, as the last of Mantu's cavalry has been taken out. My guess is, though, it'd be interesting to see how many kills Mantu's got. Now, just to have a look at my army here, these are 82-man units, 81-man units. We're used to 20 men there. Look, let's have a look at this unit. 3 men left in that 81-man unit. So 8 men in that unit, 7 men in that unit, 3 men in that unit. And what about my general unit? Oh, 3 men in my general unit there. Oh my gosh, and luckily I kept my general alive as well, so he's always been given morale bonus to all of our team all the way through the battle. But that's the entirety of, and that unit over there, 4 armies. Okay, so 4 armies we had, didn't we, on our team, and that's the entirety of all the troops that we've got left. So you can see how much this was a real battle of attrition here. And as I say, I just thought it was interesting to see that combination of fully upgraded cavalry and chariots, just to show you how powerful that combination is. It's quite a spread out battlefield as well. Over here that you can see a lot of Julii cavalry killed there. And over here a lot of archers. Remember there was the archer war there. There's like a lot of Cretan archers. I think that's where the enemy were mopping up our archers with their cavalry. And as we move across this part of the battlefield here, just look at the piles of dead. Oh my gosh, just look at all those dead there piled up on top of each other there. So you can tell where the intense fighting was, obviously, by the intense amount of dead. And there's my red cloaked Spartans there. You can see loads of them were killed by those head hurlers there. That's why I've got so few Spartans left. They were just decimated by those 12 head hurlers. But my allies did well there with their cavalry, take those head hurlers out before they could do even more damage. But just look at the dead here. I mean, you can see how intense the fighting was all the way across here. Just look at those massive piles of dead there. So as I say, our team has managed to go on to win the battle. Here's a big chariot death lot here, if you look, and if you notice, if you look closely, can you see the wheels of the chariots there where they've come off that? See, there's a full wheel there with the spokes in, but there's just the rim of a chariot wheel there. Let's see, that one's got all the spokes in there, and you can see all these dead chariots there. So as I say, it was I should imagine this is going to be quite close looking at the units that we've got left. And there you go. Okay, so the first thing I'd like to say is really well played to everybody in the game. I thought everybody played well. Everybody did their part in that battle on both teams. As we thought, it's a close victory. Okay, so you can see it's a close victory there. Highest kills in the game. Who do you think it went to? Well, it went to Brotherhood member Mantu, and he got over the 2,000 kills. I always think reaching 2,000 kills is special, so well done to Mantu. 2,065 kills. And remember, he only had 6 infantry in his army. Do you remember we looked at his army and the army builds? He just had 6 infantry in his army, and he's got over 2,000 kills. So well done to him. Well done to Barclayman, got over the 1,000 kills with his Carthage army there. He did well. There with his 17 Sacred Band Spearman, so well done to him. Well done to Aurelius. There, got over 1,000 kills with his Britannia army, so he did well as well with Britannia there. Let's say if you get over the 1,000 kills, I think you're quite happy, really. Well done to Wulver. Obviously, he didn't reach 1,000 kills, so he'll be a bit disappointed with his kills there. But he did quite well, and as I say, well done to Mantu with the highest kills in the game. So well played, guys. My kills, I just managed to get over the 1,000 kills there, but of course I lost a heck of a lot of my Spartans to those 12 head hurlers that really damaged my Spartans there, and caused units to rout as well. So well done to the head hurlers. Well done to Crypto there. Got some good kills there with his Germania army. Did really well, bearing in mind he lost those 2 berserkers there. Well done to Spearman, did well. And well done to Stevelongshanks, second highest kills in the game with his Roman army. So really well done to Steve there. Thought he played extremely well. Quite a diverse battle as well, I suppose. Carthage, Britannia, Rome, and Rome in the enemy team. There, I thought quite good. And we got Greek cities, Germania, Rome and Rome. Do you think either faction had a faction advantage there, or do you think it's pretty even? Okay, so just to say, we play Rome Total War every Friday and Saturday night. And those of you that like watching our battles, how would you like to be in one of our battles on this YouTube channel? So if you'd like to join us on a Friday or Saturday night, please feel free to come and join us, and maybe you might get into one of our battles, and if it's a good battle, you could well see yourself leading your army on this YouTube channel. So as I say, we play it every Friday and Saturday night. You would be welcome to join us. It's Spartan Commander saying bye for now. See you soon.